The Kanyovu Cooperative is located in East Africa in the country of Tanzania. And it's on the banks of a lake called Tanganyika, and it's in very rural eastern Tanzania. It's a very long and hard trip to get there. Each year when I go to visit the Kanyovu Cooperative, I time it from the time I leave my door to the time I arrive at the hotel, and the longest it's taken is about 38 hours straight with no breaks. It's extremely rural. It's an amazing feat that this coffee can actually make it from there all the way to our roaster here in Washington. The great thing about the Kanyovu Cooperative is that it is bordering the Gombe Reserve. And the Gombe Reserve is where Jane Goodall did all of her chimpanzee research, and it's really an amazing place where there's 5 different families of chimps living, and there's still to this day a huge amount of research that goes on at the reserve. A few years ago, before the Kanyovu Cooperative started working with people in the coffee industry, they were producing mostly commodity grade coffee, and a lot of it. And this coffee was being sold at auction there in Tanzania at commodity grade prices, which meant that the farmers were making right around 55 to 60 cents per pound for their coffee. And this was really not a sustainable operation. The farmers were not able to supply food for their families at this level of price. And so the Jane Goodall Institute, which is based there in Kanyovu, decided to reach out to the coffee industry, the specialty coffee industry, to say that we needed to find a sustainable coffee operation for these farmers. So at that point, we started working on quality initiatives with this farm. With a collaboration of a few different organizations, we were able to provide some equipment that allowed for more consistent processing of the coffee. One of the issues with the coffee that was being produced before was that each individual farmer was processing their own coffee, and each farmer was doing it completely differently. And so you had very little consistency. You had some farmers doing a great job, other farmers doing really not so great of a job, and then these coffees were getting mixed in together, which meant that the lowest common denominator would win out, and you had a very poor tasting coffee. So over the last 4 to 5 years, this coffee has really come a long ways. And with these quality initiatives, they went from producing low-grade commodity coffee where they were getting paid very low prices, some of the lowest prices in the world, to now they have really upped the bar, and they're producing amazing coffees that are consistently placing in the top 5 of all East African coffees in competitions. And so this is really a great story of turnaround, and these farmers are experiencing a really large amount of success now. In fact, in 2009, these farmers were paid the highest price of any coffee farmer in all of Tanzania based on their work on the quality initiatives. And there's some really exciting work going on bringing coffee farmers from Brazil who are very skilled and very knowledgeable at how to produce great coffee, and they travel all the way to Tanzania to meet with these farmers of the Kanyovu Cooperative and share some of their expertise on how to irrigate, how to prune, how to fertilize, and we've really seen an amazing turnaround with this coffee. So if you get an opportunity to taste this coffee is very eccentric. It's a really bright coffee, has really nice citrus and floral characteristics, a light body, and my favorite characteristic is that it has almost a tea-like quality to the texture and to the taste of this coffee. So I hope you enjoy.